Now, if you are able, please rise for the academic procession.
Please be seated. Thank you all, my dear friends and relatives. We have good feelings for all of you. We are the Tsleil-Waututh Warriors. And that song that we sang for you is the Steelamat Scummel, is our Tsleil-Waututh paddle song. And we journey here today to be with you on your educational journey and to share a little bit of our medicine, our good feelings, and we wish nothing but the best for all of the graduates.
I raise my hands up to our ancestors, to all of you. Good morning, visitors, guests, faculty, and most importantly, SFU graduating students. My name is Elder Marie. I am a matriarch, knowledge keeper, storyteller, ambassador for my nation, Coquitlam. I'm also SFU in-house elder for the Indigenous Student Center. Welcome to Simon Fraser University, whom acknowledge the unceded traditional territories of the Coast Salish people, including the Squamish, Tsleil-Waututh, Coquitlam, Musqueam nations, on which SFU Burnaby is located. Today we gather to honor our graduating students, not only to honor you, but to also to recognize the many people who have supported you along the way, your families, elders, mentors, teachers, community here at SFU. All played a role in shaping who you are and what you can accomplish. They have challenged you, pushed you, encouraged you to pursue your dreams and make a difference out in our world. Enjoy our lands, waters, skies. Respect all living things. Today we honor your achievements, your resilience, and your commitment to education. To the graduates, I offer you my heartfelt congratulations. Each of you have shown that education is a powerful tool for empowerment and change. Your success serves as an inspiration to your families, communities, and future generations. As you embark on the next chapter of your lives, remember that your education is not solely for personal gain. It is a powerful tool that can be used to affect positive change in your communities, province, country, Canada, and beyond. I stand before you today with immense joy and pride as we gather here to celebrate a significant milestone in the lives of our graduates. This day marks a moment of triumph, dedication, perseverance. Always remember to stay grounded. Take time out for yourself. Today we honor you. Let us celebrate the achievement of our graduates. Let us honor their spirit, their commitment to learning. Honor your ancestors, honor Creator, honor one another always. In closing, congratulations, graduating students, once again. Carry your wisdom, your teachings, your culture with you as you navigate the challenges that lie ahead. Be humble, be kind to one another. Remember to do more listening than talking. One of the most sincere forms of respect is listening to what another has to say. The art of conversation is the art of hearing as well, and most importantly, being heard. Carry with you an understanding, heart and mind. Listen with curiosity, speak with honesty, act with integrity. Our First Nations people say Latsamat, meaning one heart, one mind. Hi Stepka, thank you all.
Thank you very much, Elder Marie, for getting us started here this morning in such a good way. Elder Marie is a member of the SFU Elders Program, and on behalf of all of us gathered here, I'd like to pay our respects to elders past and present. I'd also like to take a moment to thank the Tsleil-Waututh Warriors for welcoming us and getting us started in such a good way. Haichka. And of course, also join me in thanking the world-famous Simon Fraser University Pipe Band for marching us in such a good way. I'd now like to invite Ms. Leslie Saladaga, a third-year student from the Faculty of Arts and Social Sciences and a current member of the SFU Choir, to lead us in the singing of O Canada. For those of you online and assembled in the mall, please rise if you are able and join us in the singing of our national anthem.
Here's a little helper for you.
Yes.
Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all of us command, car t'embrasser et porter l'épée, il sait porter la croix. Ton histoire est une épopée des plus brillants exploits. God keep our land glorious and free. Oh, Canada, we stand on God for thee. Oh, Canada, we stand on God for thee.
That was fantastic. Good for you. Fantastic. I'll get this out of you.
I don't need that, thank you. Please be seated. And now I declare June Convocation assembled for the granting of degrees. Madam President, members of the Board of Governors and Senate, faculty, honored guests, graduates, friends and family. My name is Tamara Vrooman, and I am the Chancellor of Simon Fraser University. We're delighted and honored to have you join us for Convocation. In attendance today are a number of distinguished guests in the audience and on the platform, including members of Senate, vice presidents, deans, and faculty. In particular, I'd like to acknowledge Dany Laferrière, who will be conferred an Honorary Doctorate of Letters this morning. I'd also like to acknowledge Abby Parmar, a member of SFU's Board of Governors, and our SFU Alumni Legacy parents and families. Welcome. Thank you for joining us today. We're gathered on the traditional, unceded, and continuously occupied territories of the Squamish, Tsleil-Waututh, Musqueam, and Coquitlam peoples. On the shared territory on which this campus sits, there are two Indigenous languages that were historically spoken, Hunkaminam and Squamish. We're privileged to gather here on what is now known in English as Burnaby Mountain, but which was first known as Tlaklakwetan by the Squamish people, which means where arbutus bark gets peeled in the spring. And Sawtooth is the Tsleil-Waututh place name for Burnaby Mountain. For many years, Indigenous languages were outlawed in this country as a way to assimilate Indigenous peoples into Canada. I speak these languages today to contribute to their revitalization and to enhance my own, as well as our collective learning. It's important we pay respects to those who have stewarded these lands such that we may gather on them and enjoy their bounty for this convocation today. Well, welcome everyone. It's wonderful to see so many graduates, friends, and families gathered in person in the audience today. I must say, being the Chancellor of this university is an honor and a privilege. I get the opportunity to represent our university in many, many aspects of what we do in community and abroad. But I have to say that Convocation, this ceremony, is my favorite part. Standing here, looking at all of you, with your friends and family that helped you along the way, there's nothing that gives us greater confidence in the future than that. And I must say, standing up here and looking at all of you with the bird's eye view that I have, you look fantastic. As we move through the ceremony today, I'd like you to really remind yourselves to be present, to know that the decorations, the pipers, the drummers, everyone here on stage, this fantastic regalia that was designed by Squamish elders in keeping with the weaving designs that come from this territory, our big hats and our speeches are all here for you to celebrate the end of what for many is a life-changing journey. We're here to celebrate you and your incredible accomplishments. You know, I think sometimes Convocation can be taken for granted. Sometimes I talk to students who, by the time exams are over, just say they're done, and they're not sure they want to come back for Convocation. But I promise you that being here today, crossing the stage in celebration of your achievement, is something you'll remember for the rest of your life. I was the first member of my family to have the privilege of going to university and graduating. I went to my Convocation, frankly, mostly for my grandmother. But I remember it to this day, as I'm sure you will as well. Whether it's your first Convocation ceremony or your third, take a moment to soak it all in. It's a very special moment. On behalf of all of those gathered here, I want to say how proud we are of what you've been able to accomplish, but more important, what we know you will accomplish in the future. On behalf of everyone at Simon Fraser University, faculty, staff, alumni, those assembled here who supported you on your journey, please join me in a hearty congratulations to all of the graduates. You did it. It's now my privilege to call upon the president of our university, Dr. Joy Johnson, to give her address. Dr. Johnson.
Thank you, Madam Chancellor. Honored guests, graduands. It certainly is a privilege to stand here today on the unceded traditional territories of the Musqueam, Squamish, Tsleil-Waututh, and Coquitlam peoples. I want to say welcome. I want to say welcome to all the parents, to the spouses, to the grandparents, to the aunts, the uncles, the friends, and loved ones, and the little ones who are joining us here today. And of course, the biggest welcome of all to our graduands. Whether you're joining us here in Convocation Mall or on live stream, it's just wonderful to have you with us. You are incredible, and I want to say you couldn't have come at a better time. We need you. We're living through a time of intense change and uncertainty. There does seem to be a lot of doom and gloom out there right now. And sometimes people ask me, as president of a university, how do you feel about the future? Whenever they do, the first thing that comes to mind is this exact moment, standing on a stage, looking out at all of you as students of SFU. You've made an incredible impact on this university and on the communities that we serve. So many of you have made it a priority, inspired us all to uphold truth and reconciliation in your studies and everyday lives. You've engaged in some of the world's biggest challenges through your research, entrepreneurship, and innovative ideas. You've made a difference for British Columbia through volunteer work, co-op positions, and contributions to our local communities. And you've transformed our SFU campus and our SFU community through your enthusiasm, your kindness, and your willingness to help those around you. I want to especially recognize those of you in the Faculty of Arts and Social Sciences who led Vancouver's first International Women's Day March of 2023. In a moment where women's human rights and bodily autonomy are being threatened around the world, I want to thank you. I want to thank you for your efforts to lift up self-identifying women and non-binary people in our communities. Time and time again, you have shown, all of you have shown, that we can meet this moment together, that you are willing to stand up for what you believe in and use your skills that you've learned to create a better world for everyone. In a moment, we're going to hear from Ms. Parvar Korandal, who's graduating with a Bachelor of Arts degree today. And during her time at SFU, Parveer met the moment time and time again. She was the youngest Punjabi Sikh female candidate to run for public office during the 2021 federal election. She received the Gender, Sexuality and Women's Studies Department's 2022 Carla Popin Undergraduate Award, recognizing her volunteerism and community service. Parveer represented Canada at a recent international conference on women's leadership in health and plans to have a career involving politics, law, and social justice. And I know all of you here today have met the moment in your own very special way. The fact that you're sitting here, soon to be graduates of the Faculty of Arts and Social Sciences, proves that. As you move on to the next stage of your life, I know you will continue to make an impact in our communities and in the world. So, to go back to that first question, I think the future is bright, and that's thanks to all of you. No matter where you go from here, please know that everyone on this stage, every single person in the audience, our faculty, our staff, our community members are here to help you along the way. We are so very proud of you, and we always will be. And so, from the bottom of my heart, on behalf of Simon Fraser University, I want to say thank you and congratulations. It is now my pleasure to invite Ms. Kaur Handal for her graduate address. Great to have you. Just knock it out of the park.
Education has the power to transform societies. It provides the bravery to take your seat at the table, the conviction to stand up and demand justice, the encouragement to seize opportunities and build connections that help you get your foot in the door. All of this starts with education. Good morning, distinguished faculty, fellow graduates, and their guests. My name is Parveer Kaur Handal. We are here today because with resilience, grit, and consistency, graduates, we entered the halls of Simon Fraser University and chose to dedicate ourselves to learning. We took the time to explore new ideas in lectures with our professors, the time to build meaningful relationships with our peers, and the time to explore the vast potential pathways of our futures. However, it was not easy with the stimulating curriculums, the nerves before exams, and the late night studying. But through those times, we kept moving forward, and that commitment has led us to today's graduating stage. For many of us, including myself, we may be the first generation in our families to have been able to do so. And with that, we celebrate an accomplishment that is not only one of our own, but that of our parents and the generations before us. Although each of our future plans and goals may be different, we share a post-graduation journey in which there will be many successes, but also times of self-doubt or the question of, am I good enough? In moments like these that challenge us, we must keep moving forward, because in the hardest of times is when we discover the greatness that lies within each and every one of us. Representing Simon Fraser University today as graduate convocation ceremony speaker has been a privilege. Attending a progressive university that is a world leader in higher learning, the first university in Canada to develop an accredited women's studies program, and an institution committed to creating an equitable community has been an incredible honor. To my entire family, thank you. You have endlessly believed in me and supported me, even the day I came home and said, I am running as a candidate in the federal election. And to my professors, the Gender, Sexuality, and Women's Studies faculty, Dr. Laura Campbell, Dr. Rebecca Yoshizawa, and Dr. Helen Leung. Thank you for the knowledge you have shared, the wisdom, and the profound impact you have had on my time here at Simon Fraser University. Thank you to the president of Simon Fraser University, Joy Johnson, the honorable SFU faculty, and the ceremony and events SFU team, who have spent countless hours behind the scenes to ensure this convocation ceremony could be possible. And as we venture into the next chapter of our life, we must decide who we want to be, what inspires us, and how we want to be change makers in this world. So be bold with your intelligence, be courageous, be empowered, and create your own idea of success. My name is Parveer Kaur Handal, and thank you for your time.
Thank you so much, Parveer. I have a feeling that's not the last time you'll speak in front of a gathered audience. As part of Convocation, in addition to conferring degrees on our graduates, the university also confers honorary degrees. Degrees are awarded to distinguished individuals in recognition of their scholarly, scientific, or artistic achievement, or in recognition of exceptional contribution to the public good through professional or philanthropic endeavors. Their achievements celebrate our university values, and they serve as an inspiration for the entire Simon Fraser University community. To present the honorary degree candidate, Mr. Dany Laferrière, I'm pleased to welcome Professor Gino Leblanc, Professor LeBlanc is an associate professor in the Faculty of Education and the director of the Office of Francophone and Francophile Affairs here at Simon Fraser University. Professor LeBlanc.
Madam Chancellor, allow me to introduce Dany Laferrière with a quote from his award-winning writer and filmmaker himself. In his book, I Am a Japanese Writer, he writes, "I don't want to suffer geographical outrage, to be defined by my language or the color of my skin, to hear about Creole, Métis, Francophone exile, all these notions that have a little post-colonial air to me. I want to be taken for a writer. Ultimately, I would rather be called a bad writer than to be called a good Haitian writer." Suffices to say, Monsieur Laferrière has never been called a bad writer. Since 1985, his novels have catapulted him into celebrity. He has penned 36 books driving his career, including a critically acclaimed illustrated series. He describes his body of work as an American autobiography, ranging from fiction that draws on his happy childhood in Haiti to field notes from across America and around the world. In his comedy film, How to Conquer America in One Night, the narrator describes his first years in Montreal and proclaims he wants to become a writer and conquer the world. For Monsieur Laferrière, it is today a goal realized. His work reflects his conviction that a writer's country is his first library. His book, The Return, a meditation on exile, loss, and navigating through two worlds, won the 2009 Prix Médicis in France. His satirical take on national identity, I Am a Japanese Writer, paid homage to the poet Bachot. Madam Chancellor, our society is strengthened by diverse creative expression, and Dany Laferrière's contribution to world literature has been recognized with many honors, including the Order of Canada, a Commander of the Legion of Honor, the highest order of merit in France, and membership in the prestigious Académie Française. I ask that you now add the degree of Doctor of Letters, honoris causa, from Simon Fraser University. Now you'll be able to practice your French immersion and your French, as I'm going to be saying this in French also. Madame la Chancelière, permettez-moi de vous présenter Dany Laferrière, avec une citation de l'écrivain et cinéaste primé. Dans son livre « Je suis un écrivain japonais », il écrit « Je ne veux pas subir l'outrage géographique, être défini par ma langue ou la couleur de ma peau, entendre parler de créole, métis, francophone, exilé, toutes ces notions qui ont un petit air post-colonial. Je veux être pris pour un écrivain. À la limite, je préférerais qu'on dise que je suis un mauvais écrivain, tout court, plutôt que d'être qualifié d'un bon écrivain haïtien. Depuis 1985, ses romans l'ont catapulté vers une célébrité instantanée. Depuis, il a écrit 36 livres dans une série illustrée acclamée par la critique. Il décrit son œuvre comme une autobiographie américaine, allant de la fiction qui s'inspire de son enfance heureuse en Haïti à des notes de terrain prises aux quatre coins de l'Amérique et du monde. Dans son film humoristique « Comment conquérir l'Amérique en une nuit », le narrateur décrit ses premières années à Montréal et proclame qu'il veut devenir un écrivain et conquérir le monde. Pour M. Laferrière, c'est aujourd'hui chose faite. Son œuvre reflète sa conviction que le pays d'un écrivain est sa première bibliothèque. L'énigme du retour, une méditation sur l'exil, la perte et la navigation en deux mondes a remporté le prix Médicis 2009 en France. Sa réflexion satirique sur l'identité nationale, je suis un écrivain japonais, rend hommage au poète Bachot. Madame la Chancelière, notre société est renforcée par la diversité des expressions créatives et la contribution de Dany Laferrière à la littérature mondiale a été reconnue par de nombreuses distinctions, dont l'Ordre du Canada, le titre de commandeur de l'Ordre national de la Légion d'honneur, la plus haute ordre du mérite en France et son entrée à la prestigieuse Académie française en 2013. Je vous demande d'ajouter maintenant le titre de Docteur S.R. honoris causa de l'Université Simon Fraser.
Merci, Professor Leblanc. I will first read the conferring of the degree in French and then in English. I ask in advance for you to pardon my Vancouver French accent. Par mon autorité investie comme chancelière, je vous confère le doctorat honoris causa de lettres. Et aussi, Dany Laferrière, by virtue of the authority vested in me in the Senate of this university, I hereby admit you to the degree of Doctor of Letters, honoris causa. Congratulations. Dr. Laferrière will be hooded by Dr. Elizabeth Ellie, Vice Provost and Associate Vice President, Learning and Teaching, and Mr. Tom Nault, University Registrar and Executive Director, Student Enrollment.
C'est correct?
C'est correct.
C'est avec plaisir que je fais maintenant appel de Dr. Dany Laferrière pour prononcer le discours de convocation. It is with pleasure that I now call upon Dr. Dany Laferrière to deliver the convocation address. I will say Professor LeBlanc will also provide the English translation. Please.
Bonjour. Quel beau mot de la langue française, et je suis sûr dans toutes les langues. Je vous demande une petite attention, car dans ce discours, il y a un lien entre l'argent et le temps qui passe. Aujourd'hui, à 70 ans, je vais peut-être éviter ici l'humour qui reste pourtant à mes yeux une forme de courtoisie pour parler brutalement de chiffres. Il s'agit d'un bilan de vie à 70 ans. À mes yeux, les chiffres mettent la vie à plat et à nu. Plus que les faits, les chiffres sont têtus. Les mots servent souvent à enrober les situations d'une certaine vaseline romantique. J'ai passé une grande partie de ma vie à voiler de rose les événements. Mais aujourd'hui, grâce à ces 70 ans et à cette distinction que votre générosité m'accorde, je vais tenter une nouvelle forme littéraire que je nommerai, avec un romantisme fou, l'art de la comptabilité. J'avais l'habitude, durant mon adolescence, d'entendre chaque matin un étrange babil de la chambre de ma mère pour découvrir qu'elle faisait les comptes. Elle comptait l'argent à dépenser durant la journée. de la menue monnaie, en fait. On était en Haïti, sous la dictature d'un homme dont je veux oublier le nom, et la situation économique du pays semblait désastreuse. Les employés de l'État, rarement payés, les hommes de la maison contestaient le pouvoir en faisant face à la mort. Mais ma mère devait faire face chaque matin à un adversaire plus coriace, la vie. On pouvait parfois éviter la mort, mais jamais la vie. La vie est toujours chiffrée chez les pauvres. Les adultes pouvaient se serrer la ceinture, mais on doit nourrir, habiller et protéger les enfants pour ne pas tuer l'espoir. Alors, pour éviter toute dépense inutile, ma mère faisait les comptes au réveil. Ce petit chant qui sortait de sa chambre n'était ni triste, ni gai, mais vrai. Elle comptait et recomptait, et les mêmes chiffres revenaient, bien qu'elle espérait toujours une erreur à son avantage. Souvent, elle n'avait pas 70 centimes pour la journée.
Be forewarned, this intervention speaks of money and the time that passes by. Today at 70, perhaps this time I will skip the humor that for me is a form of courtesy and speak plainly of figures. This is a summing up of life at 70. Numbers lay bare life in all its nakedness. More than words, numbers are stubborn. Words often serve to wrap a situation in a form of romantic lubricant. I spent a large part of my life draping a rosy veil around events. But today, thanks to my 70 years and this distinction granted by your generosity, I am going to attempt a new literary form that I will call, with my usual mad romanticism, the art of counting. When I was a teenager, every morning I would hear a strange recitation coming from my mother's room. I discovered she was doing her accounts. She was counting the money she could spend during the day, a few coins, in fact. In Haiti, we were living under the dictatorship of a man whose name I prefer to forget. And the economic situation there was disastrous. Government employees were rarely paid. The men of the household fought the power, facing death to do so. But every morning my mother had to face a more fearsome adversary, life. Sometimes you could avoid death, but never life. Life always comes with numbers. Adults could tighten their belts, but you had to feed, clothe, and protect the children so as not to kill off all hope. To avoid needless expenses, my mother did her accounts when she woke up. The little song that issued from her room was neither happy nor sad, but truthful. She counted and counted once more, and the same numbers always appeared, though she forever hoped there would be an error in her favor. Often, she did not even have 70 cents for the whole day.
Mais moi, j'étais disposé jusqu'à aujourd'hui de 70 ans. Je voudrais savoir comment je les ai dépensés. Je n'entrerai pas trop dans les détails intimes de la famille, sachant qu'une discussion à propos de l'argent n'est pas moins obscène, dans le sens premier de derrière la scène, qu'une discussion à propos de la sexualité. Je me contenterai de rappeler mon parcours, disons, intellectuel. J'ai vécu une enfance lumineuse dans une petite ville, Petit Goave, entourée de montagnes bleues, pas loin d'une mer turquoise. J'ai tout appris au pied d'une grand-mère sereine qui passait ses après-midi à siroter du café sur la petite galerie. Elle offrait du café aux passants qui lui racontaient leur vie. Et c'est ainsi que j'ai appris comment conduire un dialogue et ce qu'était une narratrice. Ce petit théâtre a duré 11 ans. Et me voilà à Port-au-Prince, en 1964, glissant des bras de ma grand-mère à ceux de ma mère, passant d'une petite ville de province sentant le jasmin à une grande ville surpeuplée à forte odeur de gasoline. Et j'ai dépensé 11 centimes. À Port-au-Prince, c'est le temps de ma mère. J'allais apprendre à survivre dans la gueule du crocodile, disons à la barbe du dictateur. Cette leçon m'est offerte par une femme mince, déterminée et énergique et qui n'a jamais baissé les bras. Elle a élevé ses enfants seule puisque son mari, mon père, était déjà parti en exil. Elle m'a appris l'importance de la vie quotidienne, de la vie ordinaire, de cette vie qui se passe dans l'intimité des douleurs, hors des grandes déclarations lyriques. Cette vie qui ne s'arrête jamais et dont la seule stratégie est de tenir. Tenir pourquoi? Pour que quand la dictature tombera, qu'on puisse se relever aussitôt. Tenir comment? En protégeant coûte que coûte l'avenir des enfants. Dans ce cas, la bataille se faisait autour de l'école. Pour le dictateur, tous les prétextes étaient bons pour fermer les classes, ce qui mettait ma mère hors d'elle. Elle nous faisait prendre des leçons particulières, de nouvelles dépenses pour cette femme déjà fortement endettée. Je deviens journaliste comme mon père, et malgré sa peur viscérale dès qu'il s'agit de moi, elle m'a laissé affronter le monstre comme on chuchotait la nuit. Je travaillais à la radio et dans la presse écrite presque sans salaire. Ma mère continuait à régler toutes les factures, refusant que je me trouve tout boulot ailleurs que dans la littérature.
My mother did not even have 70 cents for the whole day, but I have had 70 years to spend. I would like to reflect on how I have spent them. I will not go too far into the intimate details of the family, knowing that a discussion about money is no less obscene in the original meaning of behind the scene than a discussion of sexuality. I will settle for describing my path. I had a luminous childhood in a small town, Petit Goave, surrounded by blue mountains, not far from a turquoise sea. I learned all I needed to know at the foot of my serene grandmother, who spent her afternoon sipping coffee on her little porch. She asked people passing by if they wanted a cup, and they told her the story of their lives. That was how I learned the way a dialogue works. What is a narrator? A female one at that. This small theater lasted 11 years. And then there I was in Port-au-Prince in 1964, my grandmother handing me off to my mother, moving from a small provincial town that smelled of jasmine to a big overcrowded city that stank of gasoline. I had already spent 11 cents. In Port-au-Prince, the time with my mother, I would learn how to survive the jaws of the crocodile in plain sight of the dictator. This education was given to me by an energetic, determined, and slender woman who never once gave up. She raised her children on her own since her husband, my father, had already gone into exile. She taught me the importance of everyday life, ordinary life, of life that unfolds before you in the intimacy of pain, far from the great lyrical declarations. Life that never stops, and whose only strategy is to hold on. And why? So when the dictator falls, we will be ready to get back to our feet. And how? By protecting the future of the children, whatever it takes. In this case, the fight took place around the school. For the dictator, any excuse was good to close down the school, which threw my mother into a rage. She had us take private lessons, more expenses for a woman already deep in debt. I became a journalist like my father. And despite her visceral fear when it came to me, she let me take on the monster about whom people whispered at night. I worked for the radio, the newspaper, practically without pay. My mother continued to pay the bills, refusing me to let me work in anything outside of literature.
Cela dura jusqu'à mon exil en juin 1976, après l'assassinat de mon ami le journaliste Gasner Raymond. J'avais déjà dépensé 23 centimes à mon arrivée à Montréal au moment des Jeux olympiques, les Jeux où la petite gymnaste Nadia Comaneci a réussi la note parfaite. J'allais dépenser 8 centimes. Chaque centime, c'est une année de plus à l'usine. On pourrait penser à l'époque que c'est de l'argent jeté par la fenêtre. Aujourd'hui, je crois que c'était de l'argent bien placé. Ces années m'ont sorti de mon confort d'enfant protégé par sa maman pour me faire entrer de force dans la peau de l'ouvrier nord-américain. Des choses matérielles deviennent aussi fondamentales que celles spirituelles, comme cette clé que je dois avoir constamment sur moi sous peine de payer 5 $ au concierge chaque fois que je la perds. Apprendre à cuisiner afin de ne pas tout dépenser au restaurant. Dormir pour rester éveillé au travail et ne pas se faire broyer le bras par la machine comme cela a failli m'arriver. La lessive, la propreté du corps, le coiffeur, je ne savais pas que vivre exigeait une telle concentration d'énergie et autant de petites dépenses qui finissent par faire de grands trous dans mes économies. Puis, j'ai acheté une machine à écrire pour taper comme Kerouac mon premier roman à 32 ans. Je venais d'arriver enfin dans cette vie pour laquelle ma mère a fait tous les sacrifices. J'ai connu la célébrité tout de suite pour 2 raisons. Pour la première fois dans un roman, un étranger, je ne m'étais pas encore naturalisé, jetait un regard littéraire et moderne sur Montréal. Et de plus, c'était un roman plein d'humour et d'autodérision. On m'a tout de suite employé à la télé pour faire la météo, puis comme chroniqueur artistique. Mais j'ai quitté Montréal pour Miami en 1990, après avoir fait monter mes dépenses à 37 centimes. J'ai passé 12 ans à Miami à écrire sans lever la tête de ma table de travail et donc sans quitter cette chambre de torture où je me triturais la mémoire et les émotions. La ville ne m'intéressait guère et j'en ai conclu qu'il est toujours mieux d'écrire dans une ville sans intérêt pour soi. On reste plus concentré.
That lasted until I went into exile in June of 1976 after my friend Gasner Raymond, a journalist, was murdered. I had already spent 23 cents when I came to Montreal during the Olympic Games, where the little gymnast Nadia Comaneci got the perfect score. I would spend 8 more cents at the factory. You might have thought at the time that it was money wasted. Today, I believe it was an excellent investment. Those years pulled me from the comfort of being a child protected by his mother and cast me into the skin of a North American working man. Material things became as fundamental as their spiritual equivalents, like the key I always had to keep on me if I did not want to pay the superintendent $5 because I lost it. Learning how to cook to keep from spending at the restaurant, sleeping to stay awake at work so I couldn't get my arm caught and crushed by the machines. That almost happened. Washing clothes, keeping clean, getting my hair cut. I never knew that living demanded such a concentration of energy and so many small expenses that ended up eating a big hole in my savings. I bought a typewriter to type my first novel, Kerouac style, at the age of 32. I finally entered the life for which my mother had made so many sacrifices. I knew fame right off, and there were 2 reasons. For the first time in a novel, a foreigner I wasn't even naturalized yet, cast a modern, literary light on Montreal, and better still, it was a novel full of humor and self-mockery. Immediately, I was hired to give the weather report on TV. Then, as an art journalist, I left Montreal for Miami in 1990 after raising my expenditures to 37 cents. I spent 12 years in Miami without looking up from the typewriter, without leaving that torture chamber where I ground together memory and emotion. The city did not interest me, and I concluded that it is always better to write in a city that is lacking attraction. A person stays more concentrated that way.
Me voilà de nouveau à Montréal en 2002. Je savais ce qui m'attendait. Je connaissais la ville comme ma poche et j'avais apprivoisé l'hiver. En tout cas, c'est ce que je pensais. J'aurais dû me méfier de ce député qui m'avait promis, grâce à son influence sur la nature, un hiver chaque 4 ans. J'ai publié quelques livres encore et à partir de 2009, les choses se sont accélérées. Mon roman « L'énigme du retour » a eu le prix Médicis en novembre 2009, un prix que seule Marie-Claire Blais avait eu auparavant. Je n'ai pas eu le temps de trop fêter, puisqu'un terrible tremblement de terre faisant 280 000 morts m'a surpris à Port-au-Prince le 12 janvier 2010. J'étais plongé dans le plus grand désarroi quand l'Académie française m'a reçu en 2013 parmi ses membres, faisant de moi le premier citoyen haïtien et canadien à être élu dans cette prestigieuse institution qui a connu Racine, La Fontaine, Voltaire, Dumas, Hugo, Chateaubriand, Pasteur et Montesquieu, à qui j'ai succédé au fauteuil numéro 2. Une période tout en montagne russe qui m'a laissé sur le chaos comme un boxeur qui a reçu un coup sous la ceinture. Puis la vie a repris et aujourd'hui, après avoir dépensé une bonne partie de l'argent du jour, me voilà à 70 ans ou 70 centimes à fêter cet âge avec vous en recevant cette prestigieuse distinction de l'université Simon Fraser. Malheureusement, celle qui m'a appris à économiser mon temps, à bien dépenser mon argent et à ménager l'avenir en général et ceux des miens en particulier, est partie en 2017, sa journée faite, à 90 centimes de dépenses. Il me reste, dans le meilleur des cas, 30 centimes dans les poches. Comment vais-je les investir? Avec ma famille, peut-être. Merci.
In conclusion, I returned to Montreal in 2002. I knew what to expect. I knew the city like the back of my hand, and I had come to terms with winter, or at least so I thought. I should not have trusted that member of parliament who promised me winter only every 4 years, thanks to his great influence over the climate. I published a few more books, then things started to take off in 2009. My novel, The Return, won the Médicis Prize in November 2009, a prize that from Canada, only Marie-Claire Blais had captured previously. I didn't have much time to celebrate. A terrible earthquake that killed 280,000 people struck Port-au-Prince when I was there on January 12, 2010. I was in a state of great distress when the Académie Française accepted me as one of its members in 2013, the first Haitian and Canadian citizen to be so honored by the prestigious institution that included Racine, La Fontaine, Voltaire, Dumas, Hugo, Chateaubriand, Pasteur, and Montesquieu, whom I followed in the chair number 2. A roller coaster time that left me flat, like a boxer hit below the belt. Then life began its course, and today, having spent a good part of my day's money, here I am at 70 years old and 70 cents, celebrating this age with you by receiving this generous distinction from Simon Fraser University. Unfortunately, she who taught me to save my time, spend my money wisely, and take care of the future, especially my family's, left me in 2017. Her day's work done at 90 cents of expenditures. In the best of cases, I may have 30 cents left in my pocket. How will I have missed the sum? with my family, I hope. Merci.
Merci beaucoup for your wonderful presentation, and we wish you 110 cents. Such a wonderful story, a story of, just conquering so many things and contributing so much to society. So thank you so much, Dr. Laferrière, and also Professor LeBlanc. Thank you so much for that wonderful translation. As part of Convocation, SFU alumni will present Simon Fraser University alumni pin to our graduates as they cross the stage. Our alumni are incredibly important to us, and we are pleased that this symbolic presentation will launch you in your new role as a member of our alumni. I'm going to invite Claire Wilson, who received a Bachelor of Arts in Women's Studies and History in 2013 and a master's degree from Gender, Sexuality and Women's Studies in 2021, to the lectern to bring greetings to the graduands. Claire.
Thank you, President Johnson. Good morning to SFU's newest alumni. Today, your relationship with SFU evolves. You are now officially members in SFU's growing community of alumni. A community of change makers, problem solvers, leaders, collaborators, and industrious alumni around the globe. Wherever you go, SFU alumni will be cheering you on. As you cross the stage today, be proud of your accomplishments and everything it took to be in this moment. Thank you for investing your time, energy, and talents in this great university. As alumni, you now serve as ambassadors for SFU in your communities. Through your journey, you will inspire current and future students to dream, to strive for excellence, and to make their own mark on the world. Please stay connected to SFU alumni for opportunities to learn, grow, and thrive through local, national, and international events, career resources, library services, and many other value-added benefits. We want to stay connected and have the chance to celebrate in your successes. Following today's ceremony, you are all invited to your faculty's celebration reception. To find out more, open your Convocation program book to the first page and scan the QR code for location and event details. We look forward to seeing you there. Congratulations and welcome to SFU's outstanding community of alumni.
Well, thank you ever so much, Claire, for your remarks. The members of the graduating class here in Convocation Mall will now be presented to the Chancellor and conferred their degree en masse as I find my place in the program. Just bear with me. Madam Chancellor, I present to you, first of all, will the graduates, I'm getting myself together here, everybody. Will the graduates please rise if you are able? Oh, good. You're right, Madam Chancellor, they do look fantastic, I've got to tell you. So, Madam Chancellor, I present to you those scholars who have fulfilled the statutory requirements laid down by the Senate of this university and request that you confer upon them the degrees for which they are now recommended.
Thank you, Madam President. No, I think you remain standing there. Yeah. Yeah. Getting your exercise in this morning is good. It's good. All right, this is the formal part, actually, where the degrees actually get conferred. Are you ready? Yeah. By virtue of the authority vested in me and in the Senate of this university, I hereby admit you to your various and several degrees. Congratulations. You may now be seated.
The members of the graduating class here in Convocation Mall are now going to be presented individually to the Chancellor. But first, a few requests for those of you who are here with us today. Family and friends, we welcome you to applaud, to cheer, and to share the joy that you have for your graduate as they cross the stage. We would ask, though, as a courtesy to others, that you remain seated until the conclusion of the ceremony. Today is a day for celebration. Graduands, as you cross the stage, I will invite the doctoral graduates to join their colleagues on the platform. And to all of our other honored graduates, I would ask you, out of your respect for your peers, to please return to your seats and remain there until the end of the ceremony. And now, the moment that we have all been waiting for, the degrees in the Faculty of Arts and Social Sciences will now be presented.
Madam Chancellor, the graduands of the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in the Faculty of Arts and Sciences will now be presented. Dr. Nathan Crompton, supervised by Dr. Roxanne Panchazzi. Dr. Marcus Macaulay, supervised by Dr. Stephen Weldon. Dr. Lisa Poole. We need somebody to help. Dr. Leah Wiener. Dr. Rui Zhang, supervised by Dr. Jeremy Brown. Madam Chancellor, the graduates of master's degrees in the Faculty of Arts and Social Sciences will now be presented. Oreofilua Adibimpe Adionu. Katrina Noel Berry. Maria Clara Brito. Rina Sakrani. Sandy Dillison. Pantea Fard. Talia Ferris. Hanye Gaderi. Kirsty Lynn Goodfellow. Chloe Ikar. Maribel Issa. Brian Alexander Latimer. Ginny Lee. Kevin Ho Yin Leung. Leticia Albertina Lorero dos Reis Teodoro. Michael Macmillan. Alex James Morrison. Evelyn Mugabe. Nafisa Nazmul. Connor G. Ramsbottom. Yasmin Weiss Simsek. Samuel Tiak. Jamal Abbey Wright. Joanne Crozier. Richard Fisher. Verna Jean. Lauren Alyssa Cresawati. Natalie Virginia Lang. Diana Leung. Pei Lee. Jennifer Louise Martin. Daniela Raimondo. Elaine Lindsay Williamson. Madam Chancellor, the graduates of bachelor's degrees in the Faculty of Arts and Social Sciences will now be presented. Our first graduate, Mr. Julian Polanski, is also a recipient of the Dean's Convocation Medal for Academic Excellence. Regrettably, he is unable to be present today. We congratulate Mr. Polanski on his outstanding achievement. And Madam Chancellor, the remaining graduates of bachelor's degrees in the Faculty of Arts and Social Sciences will now be presented. Alicia Dominique Atchison. Christopher Stanley Ash Adams. Noel Ado. Nikta Amadi Balotaki. Ahmad Altayar. Jacob Magnus Alexander. Kiera Francesca Carolyn Alexander. Alexander Anderson. Jorge Luis Andrade Morales. Tristan Apostolic. Michelle Askar. Jaspreet Kaur Atwal. Manik Atwal. Harkia Baines. Sergei Bakilikov. Aliyah Brianne Piedad Bardi. Denise Barthelemy Hiron. Supranil Barua. Harleen Kaur Bath. Hannah Bauer. Hannah Rafat Bazi. Charlotte Ann Catherine Bollé. Serge Bergler. Anupama Bardwaj. Sobia Bergri. Marcellus Borelli. Anna Brito. Ty Bryant. Ashley Danielle Ramos Castro. Renz Jericho Katungal. Hok Yu Chan. Ashmita Chan. Kayla Sakura Charchuk. Cheryl Salvina Chetty. Henry Chung. Yon J. Choi. Saima Noor Chowdhury. Vlad Komen. Joseph Bo Como. Alicia Cooper. Charles Bracy Danat. Gianluca de Blasio. Danilo Jose de Hoya. Andrea Irma Demeter. Miriam Devlin. Sumit Dhaliwal. Arman Dillon. Jesse Dirksen. Ashlyn Drummond. Leanne Dew. Shauna Dunsmuir Craig. Olivia Irene Reed Dupasquier. Adam Eboler Johnston. Madeline Edge. Jeremiah Famore. Fehintoloa Fashola. Usama Fawaz. Reese Findler. Katerina Fusco. Danya Gann. George Gayed. Alexia Fanny Alexandra Felicia Gendron. Favor Ibiso George. Sukhdeep Gill. Aspasia Gundovis. Amy Josephina Groves. Lingwei Guan. Ralph Guillermo. Nilan Gunnis. Vladimir Gusiev. Zainab Sudey Guvendik. Danica Jolie Hall. Emmett Reed Halsall. Simon Harrison. Skylar Reese Haydu. Jada Hare. Janessa Hare. Bir Devinderjeet here. Krista Heyer. Estelle Amanda Lynn Hemmen. Valeria Herrera. Natasha Renee Herrera. Shannon Hicks. Chen Yu Huang. Parveer Kaur Hundal. Tori Ann Joan Hunter. Rowan Irita Gordon. Gabriel Christopher Leslie Jameson. Shagufta Jaria. Angie Catalina Jimenez Cardona. Dustin Alexander Jones. Emma Madison Jorson. Nikola Jovovich. Gursimran Kaur Kant. Hannah Kazemi. Manjot Cabra. Humna Janet Haroon Khan. Alexander Kerwin Wallace. Allison Dawn Clausen. Maria Korovnikov. Mirela Kovacevic. Orest Kovalevsky. Janelle Koja Gapanova. Sylvia Kravis. Colton E. Krieger. Mackenzie Elizabeth Kyle. Wesley Lai. Samantha Suresh Lal. Hannah Lawrence. Jacqueline Si-Wan Leung. Matthew Gavin Liu. Annie Lee. Jiashin Lee. Samantha Litter. Kristen Alexandra Lindsay. Chris Stewart Logie. Michael Lomansky. Giovanna Flavia Loss. Stephanie Lamoa. Chloe Kamyan Ma. Yi Chen Ma. Keegan Jordan McCauley. Lubaba Lamisa Mahmood. Martin Edward Marasigan. Igor Marchenko. Darren Luke Marriott. Rangarirai Matthew Mavunga. Bailey McInnes. Mia Doug Madre. Olivia Marie Mears. Matthew Miharia. Callie Milne. Israk Fariha Mim. Aliyah Abdisalam Mohammed. Sonia Moody. Ye Jin Moon. Salmis Mosley. Ria Multani. Samuel Joseph Nadeau. Angela Christine Nakade. Cassidy Hunter Nath. Nadia Navarro. Hannah Nelson. Alice Ng. Carrie Ng. Pamela Norris. Elizabeth Olenskaya. Sierra Elizabeth Olson. Guram Onekashvili. John Orendane. Manan Pawa. Jack Harris Palm. Katarina Pinter. Alex Pirvolescu. Samuel Punzo. Walid Rahimi. Anusha Rahman. Kinza Rahman. Mrudula Rajaraman. Nagin Rashidpur. Johan David Rago. Leah Reimer. Lauren Emily Robson. Yasmin Rosado. Annalise Lily Simone Ross. Sarah Rubia. Brandy Michelle Rudd. Ria Sakrani. Calvin San. Jenna Sanga. Alfonso Castro Sare. Noah Sawchuk. Max Schwartz. Aidan William Scotland. Christine Carol Morga Serrano. Miranda Sfera. Hyunseok Shin. Roop Kamal Sidhu. Jenny So. John So. Anupreet Sond. Caitlin Patrice Stevens. Carolina Straker. Benjamin Strothot. Riley Sutton. Taha Tabasum. Noah Sim. Brian Von Tan. Lily Tewolde. Megan Tice. Lauren Thompson. Nikki Tran. Nana Tsuruta. Michaela Turnbrook. Michael Urban. Lauren Ann Watson. Rebecca Lee Williams. Brandon Wong. Brendan Owen Woodman. Fiona Wing Lam Moo. Deandra Yee. Dai-Ye Yu. Alexandra Udell. Danica Young. Theodora Alyssa Isabel. Alyssa Zandvliet. Jia Yi Zhang. Siham Hasabu. Madam Chancellor, the students who have completed the requirements for diplomas and certificates in the Faculty of Arts and Social Sciences will now be presented. Gurleen Dhaliwal. Bilin Hassan. And Deanna Pineda Blanco.
Well, that was a lot of fun. Will the graduating class please rise if you are able? Yeah, they look good. You can stay standing. I want to tell you, I am so honored that you're here today, and I want to congratulate each and every one of you. The completion of a degree is an impressive achievement, and I encourage, at this time, your friends and family to communicate their hearty congratulations to you by whatever means. And for those of you online, in the mall and on the platform, please join me one more time in congratulating the June 2023 graduates. That's a lot of enthusiasm. And now I invite you, the members of the graduating class, to reciprocate by applauding your family, friends, faculty and staff, and all of those who have helped you reach this goal. Make some noise. Feels good, doesn't it? You may be seated.
Well, friends, this completes the formal awarding of degrees. Some graduates recommended by Senate for degrees today are unable to be present here in Convocation Mall, and their names have therefore not been read out. I now admit them to the appropriate degrees as shown in the program. Please join me in congratulating them in absentia. And now, before we depart and the next round of celebrations begin, I do have a few thank yous. First of all, to all of you who gathered here today and came to celebrate this special milestone, thank you. Thank you very much for participating with us. It makes all the difference. Thank you for attending. And while this goes off without a hitch each and every time, of course, that is thanks to the countless hours of staff, faculty, and many, many, many volunteers who work tireless hours to make this a special and seamless event for all of us. You see many of them surrounded around the edges here today at Convocation Mall. Please join me in giving them a hearty graduating class of 2023 thanks for all they did for us. Honored graduates, family, and friends, you're now invited to attend your faculty celebration reception. Event details can be found by scanning the QR code in your convocation program book on page 1. We look forward to continuing this celebration with you. This brings to a close the formal part of this morning's convocation. Please rise if you are able as the platform party recesses. Thank you again for coming, and I bid you a very good morning.
Congratulations once again to today's graduates.